Welcome to the English Midlands, northwest of London, in the middle of, basically, this is the British motorsports industry. Welcome to Silverstone Circuit, round number 2 here in the 2019 Red Sox Racing League Fall GTE Challenge Series D. It is going to be a fun race when we come to this racetrack. This is one I've never got to broadcast. I've never been able to broadcast at this track in particular. So this is the reconfigured Silverstone. So it's going to be very fun for me, for you guys. It's going to be fun. It might not be so much fun for some of these drivers, but it is going to be fun for us to be able to watch these guys head out here and try to tackle this 3-mile track. This is a humongous track. It's really long, but these first couple laps is where it's going to be critical. There's some very tight corners, 18 turns here at this circuit, so it's going to be very fun to watch these guys try to maneuver these GTE cars around this place, and I'll look forward to it. Anyway, I'm sitting here reading some stuff. Just give me just a second. A little bit of information about tonight's race, and in case you was wondering, this is the Red Sox Racing League, as I mentioned, and we learned last week about what all these guys, everything pretty much about them, pretty much, and they had so much stuff to go over. Well, we went over last week, should I say? And give me just a second, and I will find it. I need to find the information once again to be able to get that to you guys. These guys was founded, and I need to find it. Just give me a second. Just relax, and I'll get it. Anyway, while we find out, let's take a look real fast here at the weather. There you go. Here, looking right now. Sorry, I had to mute somebody. Here, looking right now at the weather. 77-degree track temp, 85-degree track temp, 77-degree air temp. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now, kind of going back and forth. And just bear with me once again. I'm trying to actually find this information for you guys, and I seem like I may have lost it myself. That is the problem. Of course, these guys, one of the longest running leagues that is on iRacing, in case you didn't know. Alright, here we go. Anyway, before we get started, I want to mention this racetrack, 3 miles here, 18 turns is actually 3.66. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Guys, I apologize. It is 3.667 miles, 18 turns, and we're seeing actually some really fast times put in, to be honest. We're seeing times under 2 minutes, which is kind of surprising to me. I thought it would be, you know, a little bit slower, to be completely honest. That is something that I was interested in. But anyway, league history. I finally found it. Sorry. League history is probably one of the longest running services on iRacing. These guys have been around for since 2010. They actually became founded by John Henry, and everybody, well, you might not know John Henry, hence the name Red Sox Racing League, but John Henry, the owner of the Major League Baseball team Red Sox, Boston Red Sox that is, and he is one of the founders for this league. So really cool. And also, if I'm not mistaken, he's also one that helped basically found iRacing. He's a big name and big, what's the word I'm looking for? Not promoter. Well, I guess we can go ahead and call him a promoter for iRacing as well. He's like a big into it. Anyway, they had administrations such as Nim Cross. Everybody who knows who Nim Cross is at races, anyway, has heard of him. One of the lead stewards for iRacing. Shannon Whitmore, Jeff Thomas, Les Turner, and Terry Dahl now all taking over here. Les been in the league since the beginning, and I think he's actually in here tonight. But anyway, qualifying's about to get started here. One thing interesting about these points for this league, however, and I want to mention that precisely because these guys will actually have to drive around the racetrack. And if that don't make sense, basically at the end of the race, you have to drive around the circuit to get back to pit road. And if you don't, that is a 2-point penalty. 2-point driver penalty. So that's really interesting considering some leagues don't do that. And of course, this league is made up of all the GTE cars, Ford GTE, Porsche 991, Ferraris in here, BMWs in here. We got some cool looking cameras. I can't remember if we got them on every car, but I know we got some on on most of the cars as qualifying. Of course, this is a time race, by the way. It's only a 30-minute race, so kind of a short race. But anyway, there you go. Qualifying now, getting started. It is 15-minute qualifying, so who are we going to watch first? Let's hop over right here as Robert rolling out. It's going to be the first one on the track. Nope, it is going to be John Kushelnak. I butchered it again, guys. I apologize. I've actually been trying to get this right, and I will get it right, I promise. Meanwhile, qualifying here is started. And it is Kashilniak. So I actually had to pop this up on Google to start and make sure I said it right. So I'm sorry to, try not to kill your name. I want to make sure I try to say it as respectful as possible without hurting it. But anyway, John's out on track. Can you see him right there in that BMW M8 GTE? Who is his sponsor tonight? Give me just a second. There we go. The sponsor on his car. As I did mention, this is qualifying just now beginning, so 15 minutes here of qualifying. And these guys, you can join these guys, by the way, if you contact them. They do got a Facebook, RedSox Racing League. You can find them on Facebook and all that good stuff. Well, it's John right now. Who else is on track? We got a bunch of guys on track. Who is that up in front of him? I can't tell. Is that Terry, I believe? It is Terry. There he is. That number 53 car. That is also the BMW GTE. Cool looking picture right there. I love that BMW, man. These cars are so wide compared to some of the other GTEs, but Terry actually going to be the first one to put down a lap here. Coming to the start-finish line. Ooh, he will work through the final couple corners here. Turns 16, 17, and 18. Tough left-hand corner into another left-hand corner. You see how tight some of these corners are. This is going to be a problem early on in this race. As the race continues, it will become a factor, especially like I mentioned early on. That is one of these problems that's going to happen. Within the first 3 or 4 laps, guys are going to be really packed up tight. And I've noticed that this track is really unique because I haven't got to personally race this track. And as I mentioned, this is my first broadcast here at this track. But one thing I've noticed, that maybe some of the other guys that out there that do race here often or a little bit more have had experience, is Terry's going to put down his first lap. I apologize. Now he's getting put down his first lap. Now coming through turn 18. I actually had my turns wrong a minute ago. But anyway, hold on. I got my track map. Sorry, my track map's upside down. It's like backwards looking. I apologize, guys. Anyway, very unique place. As I mentioned, the straightaways are kind of, I don't want to say they're not really wide in certain situations. So it does seem like it can happen if, like, say, going down right here, and hopefully it don't happen to Terry, but going down right here, accidents can occur, if that makes sense. And there's not a lot of places for some of these guys to go once that accident does happen. So keep that in mind as we get set to go green flag here. And if anybody wants to know, this track did open back up in 1943. It was actually the station. Was actually a World War II Royal Air Force bomber station. So pretty neat when it opened up. This track, one of the most famous tracks in all of British motorsports. I guess we can go ahead and say the home of British motorsports. Oh, there goes Terry. He's going to go around. He did get his lap in on 157. And that's what we was mentioning. I was actually surprised that these guys was able to do 157s. As we watch Kevin Kyle, he actually just put down a lap. So let's actually jump back just a little bit. Scott Hustad in the number 12. I'm not sure what paint he's running tonight. Oh, Olympus paint. I love that. That's cool looking. As you see here, let's actually hop on board. maybe get a better idea of how flat this track actually is. Not a lot of elevation changes from what I see. And these are just my first impressions besides what I've been in here tonight and just basically in practice. So not a lot of elevation at the moment anyway. He is coming up on a pretty hard left-hand turn. See him on the brakes pretty good here. Basically a finesse track from what I'm seeing. Got to be really smooth on the gas. Very easy to make a mistake. Definitely a place to have a lot of off tracks, it appears. As he's coming to the start-finish line right there. Currently in 7th, 159.762. Bill Palecki out on track, number 81. Unique looking paint scheme on his. Got the flames rocking tonight in that Ferrari 488. Oh, he's going to slide a little bit to the turn. Really good turn, though. I'm not going to lie. It was actually really nice. One interesting thing that these guys are going to have to do tonight, and I kind of spoke about it last week as well when we was at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, was going into the first few corners, these tire pressures are going to be down. The tires are going to be cold, and it's very simple to make a mistake. So these guys are going to have to kind of keep an eye on that tonight when we first start. Here to begin this. Bill qualifies in 13th at the moment. He's still got 8 minutes to put down a lap. Who else is out on track? Lando Lacey put down 11th at the moment. Mark Allen, the number 19 car, out on track. And if anybody does not remember, last week, very interesting race. It was Ross Booth, I believe. This is correct. Let me double check. Yes, it was. Actually, last time that these guys actually had a practice on Tuesday, Ross Booth was actually the fastest. And I don't know, is Ross in here? I don't see him at the moment. So right now the fastest guy from that practice Tuesday is not in here. Terry actually put down the second fastest lap, and John as well put down the third fastest lap. Here's the 72 of Christopher, currently 9th. I love the paint scheme on that car. Really neat looking. Mark Anton, that's who it was, picked up the win last week in that Ferrari. David Shutt finished in 2nd. Tommy Ryan finished in 3rd place. Dave Hill finished in P4 in the Ford. But the Ferrari comes out, picks up the first win of the season. Mark Wilson, the first BMW that crossed the line last week, he finished actually in P5. So it was interesting last week because the pit strategy was unique. And that's one thing we're going to have to keep an eye on here tonight. As you see Christopher wheeling it around here in the open qualifying, the final qualifying session. Oh, he's going to go around into the sand pit or dirt pit. Who else is on track at the moment? Mark Allen finished 5th last week. I apologize, not 5th last week. I do apologize. It's Mark Wilson that finished 5th. Hasn't put down a lap yet in that Patriot Fire Ferrari. You see him working. Great onboard shot right here. As he works through the... Oh, he's going to go around as well. And that's what I was worried about. That's exactly what I'm worried about whenever the race comes, is what's going to happen when the green flag comes out. All these cars are piled up together. That is one way that will definitely hurt your races. We watched Lando Lacey kick up a little bit of dust. Currently in 12th at the moment. Don't know if he's going to improve. He's actually might be starting his green flag lap, it looks like. Mark, the winner last week, not in here tonight. However, this guy right here does have a pole, I believe. He is, yeah, the 52 does have a pole from last week. The only problem was he had a problem at the start of that race. It actually took him out of the running, made a mistake, and actually pitted early and didn't have to come back down pit road. I think he still had a pretty solid finish, but definitely took him out whenever he was up front running. And definitely had a chance to win. Roger Rios right now currently in second on the board. He's got a best lap right now of a 157.574. Of course, our pole sitter a 156.910. But you can see these lap times in here are very close. Everybody within just a couple seconds of each other. So this is going to be anybody's race here at the start anyway. Of course, you see the New York Yankees logo on the front. Roger's car is pretty unique, being, you know, everybody knows their history between the Red Sox and the Yankees. So, see how Roger does here as he works down into the hard right-hand corner. Had a couple of guys actually mishap this corner already and get loose and go into the sand trap. Hard left hand into another right-hand turn. And then pretty much right here looks like it's one of the fastest parts on the circuit. See what Roger does though. Still got a few more turns to do. Right now looking pretty good this lap. Probably a little bit slow through that corner, and it is hard left hand. This right here is going to be a pretty good corner. It's going to be interesting to see that. We're looking to be a 156.910 here at Silverstone. Next week, these guys head over to Barber, so that's going to be a fun race too. Not as many drivers in here tonight. Still a good turnout though, which is definitely nothing out of the ordinary. Some of the guys do not probably have this track, which is okay. Let's see, Roger going to qualify his lap. I don't think that lap actually counted. Does not look like it. Let's jump back a little bit. Tyler Stevens out here in the Ferrari as well. Patriot Fire on the side of his car. Terry actually jumped up third. Tommy right now in fourth. Watching Tyler right now looking really good so far. It's 1 minute 50 seconds left here in qualifying. John Kishoniak's right now running in fifth. Kevin, Kyle, Christopher is in seventh. Robert right now at eighth. Tyler Stevens, Scott Hustad, who just jumped up from there. But Tyler just jumped up into third place. Solid lap for him, a 157.599. Really close lap, taking that second spot away. That was a good lap right there. Here's Kevin Kyle in at 65, out on the circuit right now. Currently in the seventh position. His best lap of a 158.128 in that BMW. Little wide right there. They had a little oversteer. Is he going to shut it off? He will. He's going to reset. Got 56 seconds left. A couple other guys out there. Bartel. Is it Surface, I believe? That 00? Of course, that is a Porsche 9191. You see, definitely tell the Porsche out from the rest of them. I don't want to butcher all these names and these turns, guys. That's one reason why I'm not really, focused too much on the turns. Bartel about to head into Woodcote turn, or straight away. Another right-hand turn coming up. Pretty fast so far. It's pretty interesting to see the speeds these cars are able to carry through some of this circuit. Oh, he's about to push out. He does a little bit. 140 miles per hour at the moment. Into another S right here. These guys right now are able to finish this lap. At the moment, it is at 52. On top of the board once again. Bertel looking to jump up on the board. He's going to have a couple more turns left as he works down through Hanger Straight. Here we go. What's his lap time going to be? Whether left or right-hander. Across the start-finish line coming up. Let's see what he does. Will it count his lap? A 2-minute lap that time. And it looks like it actually does not count it. No, it looks like he may have had an off track somewhere on that run. John right now at 04. Has he already finished his lap? Looks like he may be the last one out on the circuit right now. Lando Lacey about to come to the start-finish line as well. Currently in 11th, and I think Lando's laps are already completed. They are, so he's just out there getting some practice here. From what I was told, he just actually bought the track. Here comes John, though. Currently in 6th place. And did he move up? No, but that was his best lap. Alright, qualifying is officially over here in Silverstone. I gotta keep making sure I'm saying his name right. John Koshilniak. Yeah, I'm bad at butchering names. Everybody knows that. So at the moment, it looks like we got 15, 18 drivers, which ain't too bad to be honest. John is going to qualify in the 6th position as qualifying is officially coming to an end. Everybody's shutting the cars down. So congratulations to the 52 once again picking up another pole. I believe that is now his 2nd one. And now qualifying is official. So let's get a rundown here from your grid. Where do these guys actually grid up at? Do they go all the way around? I'm not really sure. See Terry out there. Alright, here we go. Rundown. You see, track temp actually dropping off a little bit. 83 degrees now. There's going to be starting up on your pole in row 1. Side by side. There you go. Tyler Stevens alongside that 43 of Terry. Going to be starting right there. You can see the 53 right there as well. See that Porsche pace car will be leading us to the green flag. Tyler Stevens, Terry Dahl right there. If I can hit the right button. There's Tommy in the 18. John Koshilniak. Kevin Kyle. Christopher in the 72. Scott Hustad going to be rolled off in row 5. Lando Lacey. James Prostell Jr. He's starting alongside him. Ed Sutcliffe, David Shutt, Les Turner did make it in here tonight. There's Mark Allen, Bertel right there in row number 9. So we got 18 drivers making a start here tonight, and this is only race number 2 for these guys. So keep that in mind. So it's still a long season left to go here for all these guys as we get ready to go. Green flag here in just a moment. I mentioned next week we do head to Barber. We had a great race last week, as I mentioned. Should be just as good here tonight. And And this is a 30-minute timed event. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but it is a 30-minute timed event. We go to Barber, Belle Island, Road Atlanta is going to be fun. Then we go to Spa, which is my favorite track. That is the first 6 races. Spa on October the 17th. Also, guys, updating the paints. So you may see a car change or something here. See that 52 going to be leading us to the green flag. All the cars are white at the moment. That will change, I promise. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. We're off the racing here once again for the Red Sox Racing League. Looking right behind you, see Roger right now right on the bumper of that Porsche. Single file pretty early, so it's pretty interesting because right here's where I was most worried about the start of this race. Scott Hustad a little bit back through here. Landon Lacey putting the pass on. And I overtake Motorsports car. He goes a little bit wide. Who is that actually going off the track? That is the 65 of Kevin Kyle hard into the wall. And damage already done. He may be out of this race already. It looks like he is. Kicked up the grass into the concrete or the steel barrier. And around it goes. Up front, a little bit further. Here we go. Landon Lacey once again now working on James Prostell. Landon puts the pass on in that Porsche up front. It is still pretty tight. We jump back to Tyler Stevens, who's trying to run out of Jerry Dahl right now as they work through. What turn is that? I'm not even sure what turn that is. I apologize. We're still on lap number 1 at the moment. So remember, this track 3.66 miles. So it might take me a few minutes to get my bearings of where I'm at. Some good racing right now happening very early. Some exciting already. Les Turner actually looks like he actually started from the pits. He is now rolling. Way back here. So there you see the Red Sox. Look at that car. Toronto Blue Jays on one side and Red Sox on. That's a good looking car, man. I'm not even a fan of neither of them teams, but that is a good looking car. And up towards the front, Scott Hustad right now running in 8th. Let's hop on board. Looking back off the Porsche 991 car. Trying to run down Tommy Ryan, who's up in the 7th position as they cross the start-finish line. Lap number 2. 52 able to lead that first lap. Tires should be getting pretty warm now. Keep in mind this track temp going to continue to drop most likely 82 degrees, so it has already dropped a degree. Who is that up there battling for position? It's right here for 4th. John Koshniak. Oh, runs a little wide. Able to maybe take it away. He does. Takes it away from Tyler Stevens. To move him up to 4th place. You see that Ferrari on the front of Tyler's car. Right behind him you see Christopher as well. That 72 car, that white car of the BMW. Of course, we're on board with John, who's also a BMW. Good job there so far. A little bit further back, David Shutt trying to run down the Ford GT of Robert in that 199. Right here, I believe right here coming up would be the fastest part that these guys go right there. You see the pass put on. James Prostell actually let him have it. It looks like he's actually falling back a little bit. What happened to Tommy here? Tommy falling back quite a bit. Something had to happen. Oh, there we go. That's what it was. Locks it up. Luckily, no damage. So he did fall back quite a bit, back to 12th. This track is absolutely insane, man. I was curious on how this track would play out. You see only 16 laps, which is about 30 minutes. That could, change a little bit here and there. So keep that in mind. We're still only on the 25-minute mark right now. So it could change just a little bit. But this track, very unique. I was actually surprised on how crazy this race still is. And here you see Tommy putting the pass on James. That's going to move Tommy back up to 11th now. For the time being, anyway, he moves up there. Everything kind of spaced out up front. As you see your top 5 running order. There they are. Jump back to Terry. You see him trying to close the gap. Last time by, Terry was fastest one in the field. Actually, the second fastest, as John was actually the fastest last time by. Let's look back as we cross the start-finish line here once again. I apologize. Actually, that was not the start-finish line. Ham and Fatty's Beer Company. Don't know what that is, but it's pretty cool. Don't know if I've ever heard of that sponsor or not. Good looking ride though on that BMW. Right now it is the Porsche and the 3 BMWs leading the Ferrari of Tyler Stevens back in 5th place. Up here comes John looking to take over 3rd. He does take it away for now. He's going to go a little wide. This might open the door. Will Terry be able to run back to the inside? He's not going to be able to. Terry falls back to 4th. Keep in mind these guys got to pit at least one time. They do not run a field or a max fuel load. These guys only running, what was it? It was unique, only 35% fuel load. So that is another factor that plays into these races. So it's going to be curious, when do you want to pit? Remember, you have to have enough gas to get back around the pit road at the end of the race. If not, you do lose 2 points. Here's Landon Lacey. He's working his way up slowly. He actually started pretty solid. He is new to the league. Good oval driver, but does have a pretty good skill at road racing as well. A lot of guys don't really know that about Landon. Out of South Carolina. Starting at 11th. He's up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. Here he goes, looking to the inside. I'm going to take that spot away. Actually takes that away from Scott Hustad, another Porsche. So we actually got a few Porsches in here running out, which is interesting. I don't think we had that much last time we ran. But one of the Porsches that you see right here leading the field, that number 52 car, is pretty much on the rails at the moment. Looking at the lap times, he was the fastest that time. By anyway. Who do we got? Is Les Turner off the track? Oh, I think Les might have had a problem. See him blocking it up. A little bit slow. Not too much of a problem. Once again, another lock up there. So definitely not what he wants, but could have been way worse. There's still some racing going on pretty much all over the track. The guys starting to run down some of these other cars. Tyler Stevens started in 3rd, has dropped back 2 spots. Not really where he wants to be. Still doing a solid job right now inside that top 5. We go high in the blimp cam. You can see with the really layout of this track. How about that? That little S turn. And onto the straightaway here to start another lap. And you see the distance between Terry and Tyler right now going into turn number 1. Scott Hustad right behind him. Tommy once again starting to work his way up. He had that little mishap earlier. Oh, he goes a little wide there as well. Scott Hustad also made a mistake. We've seen a little bit of wheel lock from Scott right on the bumper. And also Robert right behind these guys. See the distance right there between 9th and 11th. We're caught right in the middle. Oh, look at this battle. Robert looked to the inside, wasn't able to get it. It's a great view to look at right now. You see the lights coming on. Oh boy, I love that view, man. I can't stop watching it. Looks really cool. See Olympus, Porsche 991. Let's see here. David Shutt starting to work up on Landon. Actually, Landon may have just took that spot away. He did. So Landon once again moving up. David Shutt, though. Actually, David's the one moving up. He is the biggest mover right now of the race. Started back in 15th. Both Porsches trying to run down Christopher here in 6th. You see Christopher right there. I love that paint scheme on that car, man. That's like one of my favorite paint schemes. And I've seen that. I forgot who it was that made that. Oh, there he goes. Right around. Oh, contact between Christopher and David Shutt. Was Tommy involved in that as well? Oh, more wrecks happening behind them as Scott Hustad gets involved. Who else was that? Mark Allen. I don't know who else that was. Let's look at a replay of this. Here we go. Hopefully this is it. There's the wreck up there. One more look. Let me actually go up just a little bit here. See what happened. Around he goes. Landon barely dodges him. Hard contact right there. And you see Tommy go off the circuit to avoid that, and even more piling right there. Wow. See, that's what I was talking about during the pre-race. That's what I was wondering and really worried about. And you see the damage on the front of that car. And that's exactly what I was talking about at the pre-race. That turn is so weird, like it's flat. And we seen a couple cars spin there in practice, and I knew right then and there if that happened and there was more cars coming, someone was going to be the victim of it. And what just happened to Scott? Did he just pull off, or did he have another trouble? He had more trouble. Oh, this car definitely underpowered. Yeah, Scott did have to tow, it looks like. I believe he might have knocked the toe out of that car, it seems. Yeah, he definitely did. It's not really wanting to turn. So Scott Hustad unfortunately knocked the toe out and has to tow back to pit lane. So some crazy stuff happening here. Bartel right here in the 00. Actually, I apologize. This is the 81. Here we go. I was a little bit behind from the replay. Here's Tommy now and David Shutt. Tommy trying to take over the 7th position. Remember, we seen Tommy up front a little while ago. Had that trouble earlier when he went off track. Started in 5th, now back in 8th. There's quite a bit of sunshine right there in that corner. You see that shining onto the track, riding on board right now with the driver of the 18. Great looking camera angles though. See that TV little screen, kind of like a rear view cam. Really cool thing in these cars. One of the cool features of it. I believe all these GTE cars now have that. As you watch David Shutt right now, running in 7th place. Right now, our leader is pretty much running the same lap time. The fastest lap time by was once again, actually last time it was John right here that we see. John Kosternick. I'm probably butchering it again. I will learn these guys' names. I'll learn all of them eventually. And I'll start getting it right. You see John trying to run down Roger, who's right up here in front of him right now. About a 1.5 second gap separating both of them. So we should be seeing pit stops happening any time, because remember, these guys do not have enough gas to make it all the way. They only run 35%. Oh, we got one. I thought we had one coming in. What happened to Bertel? You go off track as well? Did you have trouble? Oh, locked him up. Went too wide. Pretty much the same thing we seen Tommy do earlier. I don't know if that was the same spot. I don't think he lost the spot, though. Oh, he did not lose the spot. Definitely could have been bad, though. Meanwhile, up front, that New York Yankees car slowly starting to get reeled in. Actually, I apologize. It was not the Yankees car. Rogers in the Yankees car. Rogers slowly trying to reel into 52. Last time by, a little bit slower. Jump back here just a little bit. Closest position battle right here at the moment. James Prochet still trying to run down Christopher here in the 72. Of course, Christopher with that damage on that car. Keep in mind, pit road now is open. There you see your first taker coming down pit road. And as David Shutt, remember, he got involved in that big incident we had. That may be just he's tired of running with the damage. We'll have to wait and see. This right here should be enough to get him to the end and back around. Of course, you want to make it back around, as I mentioned. Don't want to just pull over to the side and exit the car. It is a 2-point penalty if you do so. Looking back right now. See Tyler Stevens started in 3rd place, currently running in 5th, trying to run down Terry. This right here has been kind of a back and forth. They run really similar times each lap. One lap Terry's faster, one lap Tyler's faster. Last lap that we just had, Terry was 0.2 faster over Tyler. Still a 1.9 second gap between both of those guys. James back here is slowly reeling in Christopher for the 9th position. Nobody else on pit road at the moment. Thought we would have some drivers possibly coming down. Riding on board right now, though. Love the way these cars sound. Ford sounds really good. So does the Ferraris. Let's listen to the... Oh, there we go. One car coming down. James Prostale coming down pit road. That's going to jump up. Let's jump up, listen to that Ferrari. There you go. So he tries to run down Terry right now at 53. Whoa! I thought he was going to go around. Next week, these guys will be racing Barber. Cannot wait. That's another track I don't think I've been to. So it's really neat because I get to broadcast a lot of these courses. I've broadcasted road leagues before, but most of the time when they make the schedule, they kind of base it off their custom schedule. As you see, Tyler actually running over quite a bit of that curve. By the way, more pit stops are happening at the moment. Bartel is on pit road. Ed Sutcliffe is on pit road. And he's actually off pit road now. James Prostale and David Shutt have been on and off pit road as well. But a lot of these leagues that I used to broadcast with road, it was your basic normal tracks that we've seen, you know, a lot. Daytona Road, you know, which is a good track. We've seen Le Mans, which is an awesome track as well. And some other tracks. But with this league, it's really good because they throw in a lot of tracks that you don't really get to see being broadcasted a lot. So I really like that because it gives me the opportunity to get them and watch these guys race on it. Tyler has lost some ground, by the way, to Terry, now 2.7 seconds. So we are spaced out. We are down to 10 minutes left in this race, and we are on lap number 10 at the moment. And here we go. Here comes a bunch of people from second, third, fourth, fifth is on pit road. I don't know. Landon Lacey on pit road. Tommy Ryan coming to pit road. I'm going to guess Robert will probably hit it. So all these guys right here on pit lane. There you see them coming down as pit stops happening. Roger Rios, the first one into that last box, or right there near the last box. There you see him pulling in. Don't want to make a mistake here. The other guys pulling in. Of course, these cars do have pit limiters on their car. And who is that? Looked like Tyler Stevens was a little slow getting in to his box. Down and away they go. Landon Lacey, a really slow pit stop. May have got caught speeding, not sure. He's down and away now. Not sure what takes him so long. Maybe he actually took tires. I'm not entirely sure. He's definitely going to be losing a lot of spots, though. See, he looks like he's going to come out in ninth place when he was running sixth. So he actually loses 3 spots. Going to have some little bit of running down to do in just a short time. So when's the leader going to pit? It's going to be the question. Tommy with a great pit stop in that 18, 6.4 seconds on pit road. And there you see our leader right now. Out in front, coming down pit road this time. Let's watch him hit pit road. Pit limiter is on. Has he got it on? Looks like he does. Yes, he does. Of course, we'll continue to watch him come down. Pull in right behind that Porsche pace car. We are at 8 minutes left here, which is around 4 or 5 laps. Here you go, pulling in. And let's see. Make sure it's pretty fast. Pretty good stop there. Actually faster than Roger that time as well. And he's down and away. 8.1. John Koshelnak. Probably butchered it again. As I usually do. Go back through the field. Let's take a look at some of these paint schemes. There ain't really much battles really happening right now. So if it gets any closer, we'll definitely be watching it. Of course, there's Roger's paint scheme. John's paint scheme. Every car is pretty clean here tonight. Really good. There's Terry's. Tyler Stevens back in 5th. There's David Shutt's paint scheme. Tommy's worked his way back up to 7th after that mishap. The Detroit Tigers paint scheme. There's Christopher's paint scheme at number 72. James Prostel Jr. Landon Lacey in that overtake paint scheme Porsche. Had that problem on pit road. Bill Palucki. Ed Sutcliffe. Good looking scheme. Bartel. Of course, Les Turner. And Scott Hustad had that problem earlier. So everybody, as I mentioned, kind of spaced out right now, for the time being anyway. Nobody really that close. As here comes the 52 to start another lap. Showing 4 laps remain, which is around 5 minutes. And if anybody is wondering why that is, why I'm counting down the time, this is actually a 30-minute timed race. However, our overlay does not show that at the moment. It just shows the lap ticker of what it estimates it to be. Here's Les Turner actually right here in front. He's just going to pull off. Don't want to slow him down. Oh, he does go off the track, though. Woo, that could have been a little crazy. Overdrove a little bit. Good job, though, keeping it pretty clean. Right now, he's got a 10-second gap, so I don't think there's much there as far as worry about. Here we go. Here's a battle for 6th place. Tommy and David Shutt. Tommy, of course, had that problem, as I mentioned, a little earlier at the start of the race. Tommy trying to figure out a way to get around. David's doing a pretty good job right now defending that. Here he comes. Going to have that inside. Yes, he's not going to be able to get there. Want to mention Atlanta Lacey has moved back into the top 10. Passing James Prostell. Tommy now starting to once again put some pressure on David here for 6th place. These guys do not have to pit anymore. Uh-oh, what happened? 2nd place off the track. He is dropping. Something is going on. Something happened here. Roger Rios slow on the circuit. Making contact. Oh, with John. Oh, no. He really didn't. It looks like he did not want to take it like that, so he actually slows way down. Both of them guys fall quite a bit back now. And you see Roger just slowing down. That's unfortunate for both of them guys. They was looking at a top 3 finish, 2nd, 3rd, having some trouble late in this one, and I believe the time's going to run out on them to get back up through there too. Meanwhile, we jump up back towards our leader, and still that gap has extended quite a bit now. Tommy now showing in 5th place. He's looking to still try to take 4th, so him and David both moved up during that exchange with John and Roger. Really difficult track to pass on. That's one thing I've noticed. You really gotta be patient. That's something I've noticed. It's hard to push when you really want to. It seems like it's tough. Meanwhile, 2 laps are going to be on the board. We got under 2 minutes to go. We are going to get that 2nd lap in as well. Oh, he hit that curb pretty hard. Trying to coach the neck. Trying to hold back Roger Rios in the 6th position. Trying to hold on to 6th position. Remember, these two made contact a few laps ago. Or the last lap by, I apologize. Terry actually moves into 2nd. With that, he was showing in 4th at the time. Tyler Stevens picks up 2 spots as well. Now shown in the 3rd position. So here we go. The leader is out to a 14, well, we'll go ahead and call it 15-second gap. Bill Palucki trying to run down James Prostell, and that will be for 11th. We'll be watching that. If that gets any closer, we'll jump up. What happened to Ed Sutcliffe? Or Sutcliffe as he goes off the track. Oh, just went off. And then rolling again. Up front with the leader. He is coming to the white flag this time. Trying to pick up the win here. He has led every single lap. Now trying to lead the last one. There's still some other races going on back here we're going to try to keep an eye on, though. Right here's one of them. The 4th, 5th, and 6th. Oh, what just happened to Christopher? He's off the track now. He goes around. Lana Lacey somehow dodges another one. We'll jump back up to our leader. And we will jump back here in just a second to watch the battle for 4th. Hard to believe these guys are still this close for 4th, 5th, and 6th. That goes to show you this track is definitely a pretty tight racetrack. It's a long racetrack, as I mentioned, 3.66 miles, 18 turns. So it's not an easy track by any means. And it's pretty amazing these guys are still this close. Tommy trying to look for that 4th position right now in 5th place. We will jump up with our leader here in just a moment, as he's working on a long backstretch, looking to put together a great drive. Here comes David Shutt trying to take that away. He's actually for 3rd place. Probably going to have to jump back to this one. Meanwhile, our leader working through the final couple corners. Coming through turn number 17 and 18. And he will win here from Silverstone. It's got to be a big relief after last week. We'll come back to him in just a moment. Let's jump back here for 3rd place. Tyler Stevens, David Shutt, Tommy Ryan. And here we come through the final couple corners. Got to give it everything you can. One more turn to do it in. Who's going to be in 3rd? Terry Dahl finishes in 2nd. Tyler Stevens finishes in 3rd. So your winner tonight. There you go. Remember, he has to make it all the way around. You don't want to pull off the track. I'm going to talk to at least one of the runners up. We'll talk to Terry here in just a moment. Got to kind of wait and make sure that. Let's see if any of the other guys are in here. Nobody else in here at the moment. So there's your winner. And once again, you got to drive back around the circuit and at least shut it down somewhere there. So it looks like he is going to be able to do that. Just got to give it up for him. He had that trouble last week at Laguna Seca, where he went off track and actually it basically cost him the race. He did battle back, finish in the top 7, I believe, somewhere around through there. Let's see if we can grab Terry here. And of course, Terry not the race winner, but 2nd place. Not bad at all for him. Check on the leader as well. We'll try to grab Terry here in just a moment. There you see the race winner in that Porsche 991 car. All right, let's pull in Terry and talk to him. Nope, we might not be able to. See if I can do this. Alright, give me just a second. Hey, Terry, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, a second place run for you tonight, and to be honest, you dropped back to fourth, but this track is really different, man. It looked like it was really tough to pass, so I want to get your opinions. It looked like a very fun race in general, but it looked like a very tough place to pass.
It was actually pretty technical, but you didn't have a lot of drafting going on or anything. But
Yeah, you know, I spoke about at the start of the race. It looked like there was some guys that had some trouble, but man, you put together one heck of a league, and you come in here tonight and you finish second. I believe now this is your second top three in a row. So far, so good on the season. How do you feel about next week whenever we head to Barber?
I really enjoy Barber, so I'm looking forward to that one. So the season gets a little more difficult following that at Belle Isle, but who's looking forward? Today is a nice.
I got to give y'all a shout out. I love the schedule that you all put together, and I was talking about that on air. You done a good job tonight, man. Is there any shout outs or anything like that you want to give out?
Yeah, I want to say hello to my friends and family, and out to the Ham and Fades guys on the air today. So having a lot of fun there, and that's about it.
Good
Thanks
job.
everybody that participates.
Yeah, good job tonight, buddy, and we'll see you next week. I'm going to see if you can grab you another good finish next week. So that was Terry who finished in second, and I don't know if anybody else is actually in here. I need to double check. My thoughts on the race, though, guys, it was a great race. Like, to be honest, it was definitely unique. It was some tough passing, but there was a lot of excitement. That's one thing I like about this league. It is a 30-minute timed event. It's basically a sprint race. It's not an endurance race. It's basically a sprint race. And I really like that. And you can tell why this league's been around for a long time. So next week, Barber for them guys. Also, guys, tomorrow night I will be live once again. We will be at the iRacing E-Series from Indianapolis. So that's going to be fun. So y'all tune in and don't miss anything. Y'all have a great night. Take care as always. God bless. We'll see y'all here next weekend if you just want to watch this series. So see y'all next week when we head to Barber.